The story begins in silence. Space around Earth was quiet and cold. Stars watched without blinking. Earth floated like a broken memory. Dark oceans, frozen cities, cracked continents scarred. The aliens arrived slowly. Their ships were sharp and bright. They moved with confidence. They had crossed many galaxies. They had ended many species. They looked at Earth and laughed. Their leaders called it a dead world. No lights, no signals, no life. Only dust and ruins. They sent probes down. The probes moved over empty lands. They scanned the air. They scanned the ground. They scanned the oceans. Nothing answered. The aliens shared jokes. They said humans were weak. They said humans failed. They said time erased them. But one probe stopped moving. Deep under the ground, far below broken cities, it detected something cold and massive. Not stone, not metal, not natural. The aliens felt curious. Curiosity was normal for them. Fear was not. They drilled deeper. Layers of rock melted away. Ancient doors appeared. Smooth black doors without marks. No rust. No cracks. The aliens paused. They had never seen this before. One scientist touched the surface. His tools showed power readings. Very low, but not zero. The doors were sleeping. The aliens decided to open them. They believed old things were harmless. They believed time destroys all. The doors opened slowly. Inside was darkness, wide and deep, like a giant throat. Their lights moved inside. They saw walls covered in strange shapes. Lines and symbols. Not alien. Not known. Human. Records showed this language was ancient. Older than many empires. The aliens laughed again. They said humans liked big rooms. They said humans liked hiding. But the deeper they went, the colder the air became. The walls were smooth and perfect. No decay. No damage. This place was not abandoned. It was preserved. Far below the earth, a chamber waited, round and endless. In the center, a pillar stood, taller than mountains, wrapped in dark metal. Machines surrounded it, all silent. The aliens began scanning. Their systems struggled. Data was blocked. Signals were hidden. Something did not want to be seen. One alien noticed a symbol, a simple mark, repeated again and again. It meant warning, but they ignored it. They connected their power to the system. Energy flowed into ancient lines. Lights flickered for the first time in 500,000 years. A low sound moved through the ground. Not loud, but heavy. Earth itself seemed to breathe. The aliens stopped laughing. Screens filled with data. Too much too fast. Maps of space. Stars long dead. Battles long forgotten. The pillar began to glow. A soft red light. Like an eye opening. The aliens felt something new. Not fear, but pressure. Like being watched. Deep inside the pillar, a system woke up. It checked time. It checked space. It checked threat. Status humanity dormant. Status fleet sealed. Status enemy unknown. The system waited. The aliens argued. Some wanted to leave. Others wanted more data. They chose to stay. That was the mistake. The red light spread through the chamber. Old machines began to move. Slowly, carefully. The earth trembled. Mountains shifted. Oceans rippled. Above the surface, cracks appeared in the land. Ancient metal rose like bones. The aliens looked up in shock. Structures were coming out of the ground. Massive shapes, long and sharp, covered in dust and ice. They were ships. Not small ships. Not fleets. Warships. Their size blocked the sky. Their shadows swallowed cities. The aliens tried to scan them. Their systems failed. Their signals vanished. Human technology did not answer. Inside one ship, a core pulsed with light. A voice played, old and calm. This fleet sleeps by command. This fleet wakes by threat. If you hear this, you are not human. The aliens felt fear for the first time. The voice continued. Earth was sealed. Humanity stepped away. The fleet remains. Do not touch. Do not wake. Do not follow. The message ended. The red light turned brighter. Somewhere far away, deep in space, a signal was sent. Short, powerful. Humanity remembers. And the sleeping war fleet began to wake. Part 1 ends here. The red light did not stop. It spread slowly, like blood moving through stone. Deep under Earth, old systems listened. The aliens stood frozen. Their confidence was gone. Their laughter was gone. Their leaders tried to speak. Voices shook. Orders sounded weak. They told the teams to pull back. They told the ships to leave orbit. They told everyone to stay calm. Earth did not listen. The ground opened wider. Metal arms rose from the planet. Ancient hangars unlocked, hidden for ages. One by one, giant warships lifted, slow and silent. No fire, no smoke. They floated like gods waking from sleep. The aliens scanned again. Their screens showed errors. Human technology ignored them. One alien commander whispered, "This is not a grave. This is a vault." Inside the main chamber, the pillar glowed brighter. Data flowed again. The system checked the stars. It searched for old enemies. It searched for old allies. It found none. The aliens tried to cut the power. Their tools failed. Human locks did not break. A second voice played. Calm, cold, and old. Threat detected. Non-human presence confirmed. The aliens heard the words. They did not understand the language, but they felt the meaning. Some aliens began to panic. Their hands shook. Their hearts raced. They had never feared ruins before. Outside, the ships finished rising. Thousands of them, covering the sky, blocking the sun. The alien fleet looked small now, weak now. Their weapons powered up. They aimed at the human ships. No response. The alien commander made a choice. Attack first. Energy weapons fired. Bright beams crossed the dark sky. They hit the human ships. Nothing happened. No damage. No reaction. Then the human ships moved. Not fast. Not slow. Precise. Shields appeared. Blue and deep. Like oceans. Alien weapons vanished into them. Inside one warship, another system woke. It opened old memories. It played old wars. Stars burning. Galaxies falling. Enemies screaming. The fleet remembered why it was built. The aliens watched in horror as weapons unfolded. Guns longer than cities. Ports opening like eyes. Still no shots. The human system waited. Then a third message played, older than the Earth ruins. If humanity sleeps, the fleet guards. If the enemy returns, the fleet hunts. If strangers awaken us, we judge. Judgment begins. One human ship fired. Only one. The shot crossed space silently. It touched an alien cruiser. The cruiser disappeared. No explosion. No fire. Just gone. The aliens screamed. Their formation broke. They tried to flee. Space folded. Human gravity weapons locked them in place. The aliens understood. They were not explorers now. They were prey. Inside the chamber, the pillar sent another signal. This time farther. Deeper. Beyond known space. The fleet did not know if humans still lived, but it followed old rules. Wake all units. Prepare for ancient war. On distant ships, systems came online. Voices woke. Not human voices, but human minds. Stored. Preserved. Watching. Learning. Somewhere in the fleet, a human consciousness opened its eyes. It felt time pass. It felt Earth shake. It felt alien scream. It did not feel anger. Only duty. The aliens tried one last act. They sent a message to the galaxy. Humans are not dead. Earth is not empty. Run. But the signal never finished. The fleet erased it. The human ships turned. Not toward the aliens, but toward the stars. Toward something old. The aliens realized the truth. They were not the danger. They were the alarm. Far away, something ancient felt the signal. Something that once fought humans. Something that feared them. It began to stir. Back on Earth, the chamber sealed again. The pillar dimmed, but did not sleep. The fleet moved as one, leaving Earth behind. The aliens who survived watched in silence. They marked Earth forbidden, never to be touched again. They knew the galaxy would change, because humanity had not returned. Its weapons had. Part 2 ends here. The fleet moved through space like a shadow. Silent, endless, ancient. Stars bent as the ships passed. Light twisted. Time felt thin. The aliens followed from a distance, afraid to be seen. Afraid to be left alone, they watched the human fleet change formation. Ships moved with purpose. Not random. Not confused. This was not awakening. This was memory returning. Inside the lead warship, human systems spoke to each other. Not with words, but with thought. Stored minds awakened slowly. Each mind older than empires. Each mind shaped by war. They remembered fire. They remembered loss. They remembered why the fleet was sealed. The enemy. Far ahead. Deep in dark space. Old signals echoed. The fleet listened. Alien sensors began to scream. They detected massive movement. Space tearing open. Something was waking. The aliens tried to warn the fleet. They sent signals. They begged. The human fleet did not answer. It already knew. Inside the lead ship, a human mind opened fully. It was once a commander, a guardian of Earth. It checked the stars. It checked the old maps. The enemy signature matched. Unchanged. Patient. Hungry. 500,000 years meant nothing to it. The commander mind shared the truth with the fleet. The enemy was not a species. It was a force. It consumed stars. It erased life. It learned. Humans fought it once and barely survived. Earth was hidden. The fleet was sealed. Humanity chose sleep over extinction. Now the enemy was back. The alien ships trembled. They finally understood. Humans were not conquerors. They were shields. Space ahead cracked open. A dark shape formed, larger than planets. No light escaped it. No sound. The enemy arrived. The alien fleets broke. Some tried to flee. Some froze. Human ships moved forward. No fear. No hesitation. Weapons unfolded again. Not in rage, but in calm precision. The commander mind spoke. Not to aliens, but to the fleet. This threat is confirmed. Humanity protocol returns. Defend all life. The first battle began. The enemy sent waves of darkness. They tore through space. They erased stars. Human shields flared, bright and strong. Ships vanished, but not from fear. They sacrificed. To learn. To adapt. Human weapons changed shape. Changed power. Learned fast. The enemy pushed harder. Alien ships were caught in the crossfire. Destroyed without notice. They were too small. Too weak. The aliens realized something terrifying. Humans were fighting at a level they could not see. Space itself became the battlefield. The enemy tried to speak. Not with sound, but with pressure. It promised peace. It promised silence. The human commander mind answered. We tried peace. It failed. A massive human weapon activated. Built inside a dying star. Energy flowed. Time slowed. The enemy screamed. Not in pain, but in surprise. It remembered humans. It remembered fear. The blast tore through the dark mass, ripping pieces away. But the enemy did not die. It learned. It adapted. The battle stretched. Hours felt like seconds. Seconds felt like years. Human ships fell, but the fleet did not break. Each loss fed the system. Each death strengthened strategy. The aliens watched from far away. Hidden, shaken. They recorded everything, knowing the galaxy must learn. Inside the fleet, another human mind woke. Then another. Thousands. Humanity was returning. Not in flesh, but in will. The enemy tried one last move. It turned toward Earth, toward the sealed home. The commander mind reacted instantly. All units redirect. Earth must not fall. The fleet split. Half blocked the enemy. Half rushed back. Space burned. The enemy pushed through. But slower now. It was afraid. The aliens saw it clearly. Fear. The thing that erased galaxies. Feared humans. Near Earth, the human fleet formed a wall. The enemy struck. Human ships absorbed the blow. Layers of defense burned away. But the wall held. The commander mind spoke again. Humanity still stands. The enemy pulled back. Wounded. Learning. It disappeared into dark space. The battle paused. The fleet remained alert. The aliens finally understood. Humans did not vanish. They waited. They waited to protect. Earth remained silent. Hidden. Safe. The human fleet did not celebrate. It did not rest. It watched the dark. Because the war was not over. and humanity never sleeps again. Part 3 ends here. The fleet did not chase the enemy. It stayed between Earth and the dark. Space was quiet again, but not peaceful. Stars flickered, as if afraid. The human ships held formation, tight and unbroken. Alien observers waited far away, afraid to move, afraid to breathe. They watched the human fleet change. Ships rearranged, layers formed, defense within defense. This was not victory. This was preparation. Inside the lead ship, human minds stayed awake. They reviewed the battle. They shared data. They learned. The enemy had retreated, but it was not defeated. It never was. 500,000 years ago, humans learned a hard truth. Some threats do not end. They return. The commander mind focused. He remembered the old choice: hide and sleep, or stand and guard. This time, there would be no sleep. A signal moved through the fleet, slow and heavy. Awakening phase complete. Guardian protocol active. Deep inside the ships, new systems unlocked. Weapons never used before. Engines never tested. Power climbed. On Earth, old structures continue to rise. Not ships, but towers. Defense towers. Planetary shields. Earth was waking too. The aliens detected it. Their sensors finally worked. Earth was no longer a ruin. It was a fortress. The aliens shared whispers. Humans were rebuilding. Without bodies. Without cities. With machines. Inside the fleet, human minds debated. Some wanted to leave Earth again, to hide it deeper. Others refused. Earth was the line. The enemy would come back. Stronger. Smarter. It always did. Far away. A ripple moved through space. Small at first. Almost nothing. The human fleet reacted instantly. Formations tightened. Weapons primed. The ripple grew. The enemy was testing, probing, sending fragments. Dark shapes appeared, thin and fast. Scouts. Human ships fired, clean and exact. The scouts vanished, but more followed. The enemy was learning. Alien fleets tried to retreat, but the human fleet blocked them. Not with force, with gravity. Stay, watch, learn. The galaxy must see. The next wave hit harder. Dark tendrils lashed at the fleet. Space screamed. Human shields burned, but held. Ships moved, rotated, covered each other. This was not chaos. This was training remembered. The commander mind sent a thought. Activate memory core. Suddenly the fleet changed again. Old tactics loaded. Ancient patterns returned. This was not a new fight. This was a continuation. The enemy pushed closer to Earth. It wanted the source, the home. Human ships sacrificed themselves, slamming into dark matter, detonating inside it. The enemy recoiled. Pain. It felt pain. The aliens could sense it. Through broken instruments. Through fear. The enemy was not unstoppable, but it was endless. Inside the fleet, a new realization spread. Humanity could not win by force alone. It never could. They needed to end the cycle. The commander mind accessed sealed data. The final option. Never used. Never tested. The cost was unknown. But the alternative was extinction. The enemy surged again. Larger than before. It ignored the fleet. It went straight for Earth. Human ships rushed, forming a living wall. The impact shattered space. Many ships vanished, their minds fading. But Earth remained untouched. The wall held. The enemy slowed. Confused. It did not understand sacrifice. It did not understand choice. The commander mind acted. It sent a message, not to the enemy, but to the galaxy. Humans still stand. Earth is guarded. Do not interfere. The message spread, fast and wide. The galaxy listened. The enemy paused. Then it laughed, not with sound, but with pressure. It began to gather itself, to strike once, to end everything. The commander mind initiated the final protocol. Lock Earth position. Anchor fleet. Human ships connected, forming a vast network. Power flowed between them. Stars dimmed. The aliens felt it. They fell silent. This was beyond war. This was beyond survival. The enemy struck. Everything went white. When vision returned, space was changed. The enemy was gone. Not destroyed, but pushed. Pushed outside known reality. Sealed. Cut away. The cost was heavy. Many human minds went dark. Their purpose complete. The fleet drifted. Damaged, but intact. Earth was safe. The commander mind weakened, but it smiled. Humanity had chosen again. To guard, not to rule. The aliens finally understood. Humans were not legends. They were caretakers. The fleet slowly returned to orbit. Around Earth. Not to sleep. To watch. Because the enemy would try again. And this time, humanity would be ready. Part 4 ends here. The silence after the battle felt heavier than war. Space around Earth was scarred. Light moved strangely. Time felt stretched. The human fleet drifted. Wounded, but unbroken. Many ships were dark. Their minds quiet. Their purpose finished. Others stayed active. Watching. Listening. Earth remained whole. Wrapped in layers of shields. Protected by silent towers. The aliens stayed far away. They did not speak. They did not leave. They watched humanity with new eyes. Inside the lead ship, the commander mind weakened, but it did not sleep. It felt the loss. Thousands of human minds gone. Not dead, but released. They had become part of the defense. Part of the seal. Humanity had paid the price again. The fleet ran diagnostics. Damage reports flowed. Systems adapted. The enemy was gone, but not erased. Pushed away. Locked outside. The commander mind knew the truth. The seal would not last forever. Nothing ever did. Deep within the fleet, a new signal appeared. Weak, ancient, human. The commander mind turned toward it. Recognition followed. This signal was different. It was not a weapon, not a warning. It was a call. From humanity. Not the store minds. Not the fleet. But living humans. Somewhere. Far beyond Earth. The commander mind felt something long forgotten. Hope. The signal carried fragments. Genetic markers. Cultural echoes. Humans had not vanished. They had scattered. They had changed. They had survived. The fleet shared the discovery. Human systems reacted. Patterns shifted. This changed everything. Humanity was no longer only guardians. They were future again. The aliens detected the signal too. They were confused. Afraid. They had believed humans were gone. Were transformed. Now they learned the truth. Humans still lived. The commander mind focused. It sent a response. Simple. Clear. Earth is protected. Return only if ready. The signal replied. We are watching. We are learning. We are waiting. The exchange ended. But the impact remained. Inside the fleet, human minds debated again. Should humanity return to Earth? Or remain hidden? Some feared the enemy. Some feared the galaxy. Others believed it was time. The commander mind listened. It remembered the old mistake. Humans once trusted the galaxy and paid for it. This time, they would choose carefully. The fleet adjusted. Defenses strengthened. Shields refined. Earth would remain sealed, but not forgotten. The aliens finally gathered courage. They sent a message. Humans, what are we to you? The fleet replied. Not with threat, not with anger. You are witnesses. The aliens understood. Their role was not to fight, but to remember, to warn the galaxy, to teach others never to dig into human graves. Time passed slowly. Years felt like moments. The fleet repaired itself. New ships formed, built by machines, guided by memory. Human technology evolved, without flesh, without cities, but with purpose. Far away, the enemy stirred, not fully, but enough. It tested the seal, gently. The fleet reacted instantly. Power surged. Formations shifted. This time, no panic, no surprise. Humanity was ready. The commander mind felt its strength fading. It had been awake too long. It prepared to rest. Before sleeping, it recorded one final message. To the living humans, to the fleet, to the galaxy. Humans are not gods. Humans are not conquerors. We are survivors. We protect, not because we are strong, but because someone must. The message locked, sealed forever. The commander mind dimmed. Its duty complete. The fleet did not mourn. Humanity had learned long ago. Mourning wastes time. They watched the dark. They prepared. The aliens left slowly, carrying stories. Fear. Respect. The galaxy changed. Worlds avoided Earth. Legends grew. Some called humans monsters. Others called them saviors. Humans did not care. Earth remained silent, guarded, alive. The enemy waited, patient. But now, it waited against something new. Not sleeping guardians, but an awakening future. Humanity was no longer hiding. It was choosing. Part 5 ends here. The waiting finally ended. Space around Earth changed again. Not with noise, but with feeling. The human fleet felt it first. A pressure, a pull, a certainty. The enemy was returning. Not probing, not testing, coming. The fleet tightened its formation. Every remaining ship moved into position. Layers of defense wrapped around Earth. The towers on the planet glowed brighter. Old machines hummed. New systems woke. Earth was ready. Far away. Space folded inward. Darkness gathered. The enemy emerged larger than before. Wider. Heavier. It had learned. It had grown. Alien observers watched from distant systems. Unable to look away. They knew this moment would decide everything. Inside the fleet, human minds synchronized. Not one commander now, but many. Humanity had evolved again. No leader, no throne, only unity. The enemy moved forward. Space screamed. Stars dimmed. Gravity twisted. The first clash began. Human shields flared, brighter than suns. The enemy struck. Waves of force rolled across the fleet. Ships vanished. Not destroyed, but consumed. Humanity did not retreat. They adapted. New weapons activated. Not built for destruction, but for containment. The enemy pushed harder. It tried to surround the fleet, to crush Earth. Human ships broke formation, splitting into thousands of units. They moved inside the enemy, detonating, sealing, locking. This was not a battle. It was a cage being built. The enemy realized too late. It tried to escape. Space refused. Human gravity fields bent reality, closing every path. The enemy screamed, not in pain, but in rage. It had never been trapped before. The aliens felt it, even from far away. Fear like a storm. Inside the fleet, human minds burned energy. One by one, they knew the cost. This would be the final stand. The enemy fought harder, tearing ships apart. Humanity answered with sacrifice. Each loss tightened the cage. Earth remained untouched, silent, watching. The enemy began to weaken. Pieces of it broke away, sealed into pockets of nothing. The fleet closed in. The final protocol activated. Not a weapon, not an explosion, a choice. Human minds linked directly, not to machines, but to space itself. They rewrote the rules. For a moment, time stopped. The enemy froze. Then reality shifted. The enemy was not destroyed. It was erased from this universe. Cut away. Removed. Forgotten. Space snapped back. Silence returned. The human fleet drifted. Heavily damaged. Nearly empty. Many ships went dark. Many minds faded. But Earth was safe. Forever. Alien observers waited. Afraid to speak. The fleet sent one last message. To all systems. The threat is ended. Earth remains protected. Humanity will not rule. Do not come closer. The message echoed across the galaxy. Worlds listened. Empires changed course. Fleets turned away. Earth became a myth. A warning. A promise. Inside the remaining ships, a few human minds stayed awake. They would watch. They would guard. Not as soldiers, but as memory. On Earth, the towers dimmed. Shields lowered slightly. Life would return one day. Not now. Somewhere far away. Living humans received the final signal. The enemy is gone. The path is clear. The choice is yours. They looked at the stars and waited. The fleet settled into orbit. Not sleeping. Not leaving. Watching. The galaxy moved on, but never forgot. Because once, they dug into human ruins and learned humanity does not disappear. It prepares. It waits. And when the darkness comes, it stands. Part 6 ends here.